Amazing Vicky here with you, and today I'm here for the Take 5 Art Challenge. And this month the prompts were given by Rhie, Mrs. C Scraps, and she really is taking me out of my comfort zone, which is usually what happens when I play with the Take 5 Art. So the challenge this time around is cross hatch. I didn't know what that meant. I'll show you what it is. Texture paste, rainbow colors, alpha stamps or stickers, and stencils. So I decided to make a card, which is something I don't usually do when I do the Take 5 Art. And I'm gonna make the background first, and then I'll do the rest of it. I pulled out my alpha stickers already, and the background, I'm thinking I'm gonna use the texture paste, the stencil, and then once it's dry, I was thinking of using some of my Stabilo, the big pencils, and use those to make the use those in order to color it the way it's supposed to be colored. So I don't quite know. I was going to use flowers, but I think I've changed my mind, and I think I want to use something more like this. And of course this is going to be messy, and I'm going to try to not put too much so that it doesn't take forever in a day to dry, because that's usually what happens. And of course I can't find my spatula. Oh, there it is, right in the spot. So I've opened up my modeling paste, flexible modeling paste. It's a new container. I think the last one I had, I finished it off, and yeah. So I bought some new one, and I didn't use it yet because I haven't been doing a lot of the mixed media. I've been doing more card making and stuff. So this is a great way of getting me to use my other stuff that I have, which I don't use as often as I should. And I'm using white background, and it's going to go on top of the white card base, but because it's going to be colored with the rainbow colored, I figured it was going to pop anyway. Hopefully it's going to turn out the way I'm hoping. That doesn't mean it will. It doesn't necessarily turn out the way you want, especially when you don't know what you're doing, which is pretty much the case here. Just trying to make something I'm gonna like. Oh boy, I guess I had some stuff already on this stencil, because it's giving me some colors on it, and I don't want to smush too much the rest. I do want to be, I don't want to have a gap. I'm trying to do the best I can to have some all over. Here we go. Kind of have some all over, which is the goal of this. Now, trying not to make more of a mess on my desk than is already there. Clean this off. Of course, this is going to be like a background, so, and there's going to be something on top, so you won't see so much that middle section once I'm finished with this. Now I need to put this so that it can dry, and I can actually not make a mess with it, which is going to be difficult because that's usually what happens. So then I really want to clean this off. before it dries on there. That's what I love with the glass. It cleans off so easily. And this glass I had gotten at a local store. It had all kinds of supplies for the home and stuff, and it had this piece of glass that was just lying there, and I asked the guy if it was for sale, and he said, well, sure. I don't know how much to sell it at, and he just gave me a price, and it was a price that I thought was a good deal, so I purchased it. And now you've got all the different ones like Tim Holtz and stuff that has been done, but I had gotten the idea from Irene McInnes. If you do junk and mixed media stuff, she's International Crafters, and that's how I got into mixed media, was through watching her. And she had a glass, and I just thought it was so clever, so that's why I was on the hunt to find one, and when I did, I was really happy. Okay, so we've got the texture paste and the stencil portion done. Now, you saw the alphabet stickers, so those are going to be easy. But now the part is the what's it called? Cross hatch. So cross hatching, from what I've been told, is when you scratch like really close, like this, to kind of do the shading of something. So that's what it is. Now that complicated, because I thought it was more like the like this. Which would have been easy, but now like I have to kind of draw something. So I practice in this little I love Traveler's Notebook, and so I've got this one, and I practiced a few images of birds this week, and I thought that's what I was gonna do for this, and I did some funky ones just for the fun of it, but I think I'm gonna go with this one. So that's the bird I want to kind of draw, and I thought of drawing it on a piece of paper like this, just for the fun of it, and because it's less stressful, I find, than actually drawing on a piece of proper coloring. Because there's already, you know, like some sort of texture and stuff. With the different text. So I'm going lightly. And it's obviously like my own drawing, so not nothing fancy, but you know, I'm definitely taking myself out of my comfort zone, that's for sure. And I'm going to be doing a few little things like that, and these little wings. And then I want to branch I want him to be in a nest, kind of. And the nest is going to be like in a branch. Little nest. And now I think I'm going to try to, I'm going to use my Micron pen to kind of go over what I've done. And this is going to be a special card because I've started a Patreon, if you don't know, and for the top tier I send out some Happy Mail, and I thought this month I could actually send out this as a card, something that has been hand drawn and hand colored. Just want kind of the shape, and then the rest I'll do with the watercolor. Okay, so kind of like that, and I'm just gonna take my eraser, kind of erase the extra little bits. Because I don't want to use my eraser after I've used the watercolor. So yeah, I want to make a special card to send out. And that's the plan. So now let's find some watercolor palettes. I have a ton of watercolor palettes, and now that I'm trying to find one, I can't find one. How ironic. Okay, so here and here and here. So just gonna try to decide which colors I prefer. I think I kind of like the darker brown here for the branch, I think. So, paintbrush. And I don't know what I'm doing when it comes down to watercolors, so don't judge me on doing this. I'm just having fun and playing around. And like I said, it's just, this is just some book paper, so obviously not the best for watercoloring, but it's okay because I just wanted it sketchy type of look. Okay, and I want to have the nest in a more muted color, which I think is going to be better in this palette here. One thing I should have looked at is what is written on the page, and I didn't. But the good thing is I need to still do some hashtags, so I'm going to be covering some of the words that are there. Because it talks about death, which clearly doesn't fit with my little bird. So when you're doing something with a page like that, it's probably a better idea to kind of look at that type of detail prior to starting your coloring. But oh well, I always do that. I don't know why. I don't learn my lesson. So here's my little beak. And I don't think I want a very realistic looking bird, as in my stuff is not really realistic anyway. It's more cartoonish type of bird. So I think I'm going to go with some brighter colors. Now the question is, do I want to go with blues or more with reds? I think I'm going to go with blue. Well, you can kind of tell that it's a bird, so that's a good thing. That's always the part that I wonder if it's going to actually look like what it's supposed to be. I think it does. I can't seem to be able to talk when doing something more precise like this. Okay, so that's the watercolor part of it. So that's going to work. Now let's dry this off a bit. It's a Reader's Digest, and it's a Bond story, so James Bond. So that's what happens. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go and do the little ash tagging, cross hatch, or what's it called? Not a technique I use, cross hatch. So and probably not doing it right, but kind of split this off a bit. So obviously my little bird would be sitting and it'd be kind of darker underneath him. So maybe not that dark. I don't want to pull out my watercolor again because the paper is already, like, it's gotten pretty wet. So I'm just gonna use my Spectrum Noir coloring pencils and go over some of that a bit again and use some of the lighter browns or yellows. Touch it up. It's gonna give it extra little texture as well. Here we go. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. Now the question is my modeling paste dry? And I've got doubts. It's not bad actually. Not bad at all. So let's just dry it off a tiny bit more. It's not bad. Okay, so now I'm going to use my Stabilo pencils, my big ones, and I'm going to go with the rainbow colors. So red, green, yellow, I have orange, blue. So just go to town on this. And you can see some of it wasn't quite dry here. Just want this to kind of I want it to turn into mud, but I want my colors to kind of go in a rainbow effect. And Stabilo pencils are water soluble, so they react to water. Oh, that's a hot mess. Oh boy. Well, it's going to be a one-of-a-kind type of card, that's for sure. So I've got my rainbow, I've got my stencil, I have my texture paste. I did the cross hatch technique. And I'm going to be using my letter stickers, and that will be pretty much it. Now this is going to go on top of this, because you can see that that was my goal, to make a background. So I'm going to cut it down, because right now it's already 6 by 6, the same size as the rest of it. I'm getting close to the end of this project. I'm looking forward to it being over very soon. Okay, so this and a little bit more here. Whoops. And so this is gonna go on top of this, like so. And then this is gonna go on top of that. I wonder if I want to cut it straight, or if I want to, let's try to cut it straight, kind of. Squarish. So I'm thinking like that, and then I think got these pieces here, and I've got a feeling that the blue on top of the blue would be really cool. So let's try that out, because if I just put the letter stickers, it's not gonna work. And if I just put the letter stickers on the modeling paste, I'm not sure that they're gonna actually stick. So I think my best bet is to do this way. And of course it would help if I didn't have whatever I have on my hands that's actually spreading on top of this. So hello. Here we go. Put the alphabet sticker away. Put this here. And cut this here. And this is just going to go on top of that. Like so. And it kind of makes this fit because right now it was a bit too empty where the bird is at the top and it didn't really fit with the square, and I don't really want to fussy cut around it because I kind of like the square on top of a square on top of the square. So this will be it. I'm not going to glue it right away. I'm going to wait until it actually dries because right now it's still too wet, the modeling paste, and I don't want it to like go and be a total disaster. But I really like how this card turned out. I wasn't quite sure with the process, but I think it turned out really sweet. And I hope that you find this inspiring. Go check out the other wonderful ladies. You're gonna love what you're gonna see. You can see them in the description box below. The list of the prompts will be there as well. If you do participate in the Take 5 Art Challenge, do let us know. You can let Kira know. She usually does a playlist, and through that playlist, if you do a video, she's gonna add you to the list. So that's it for now. Bye everyone.